Hi there, Michael from Break a Pencil here. So today's going to be a little bit different than my weekly videos typically. I'm going to show you something using AI, but I'm going to make a point that's less about how the AI is being used and more about how I'm interacting with it. Bear with me. Voice to text has been around for a really long time, for years. And for all those years, at least to me, and I think to many people, it felt gimmicky. Because who actually thinks and speaks in proper, complete, clean, complete sentences? I know I don't. When I try to dictate an email or a document, I ramble, I backtrack, I contradict myself. I don't speak, um, you just heard it there. I don't speak like I would write. And so when I write, I'm much more polished and clean. But what's changed is I don't dictate output anymore. I dictate input. So my messy rambling and thinking is actually now AI's raw material. And honestly, that changes everything. So let me give you an example. I'm kind of giving you a sneak peek kind of on the inside here. I just got off a call with a prospect, a potential client. He's a VP of product at a large health tech company. That's all I'll say for that. And he wants me to help with a half day workshop for his product directors. They're going to be doing an offsite for some 2026 planning, and he wants to do it or dedicate a half a day to kind of some training, some team building and things like that. And he really wants to focus on AI. So he reached out to me. And we had a great call and we talked about a lot of different ideas. And my head's kind of swimming right now. And so I just want to get that out and then try to see if I can make some sense of it. And so here's where I'm going to use AI. And more importantly, here's where I'm going to use voice to text. So I use a tool called Whisperflow for voice to text, but honestly, any tool works. Your phone's built-in dictation, Otter, whatever you have. The tool matters less. The habit is what matters. Okay, here goes. I just got off a call with John. He's a VP of product at a large health tech company and wants me to propose a half-day workshop for his product directors. They are going to be meeting for an offsite to do 2026 planning, and he wants to have a half-day workshop to do some training and some learning. He started by saying that his focus is he wants his product directors to be comfortable and familiar with using AI, and specifically around vibe coding functional prototypes. He wants his product directors and product teams underneath them to be able to create these prototypes without having to tap into engineering or UX resources. I pushed him a little bit because when I realized that we're talking about a few product directors, but the leverage of a few dozen product managers that report up to these directors, I asked him if he would be interested in specifically a skill like that, or if he's more interested in having his product directors become confident AI champions so they can go back to their teams and try to get their teams more aligned and more consistently using AI, not in a haphazard and chaotic way, but in a more structured and aligned way. He definitely jumped at that idea and liked it. There's another complicating factor in that he's got directors that are AI savvy. He's got some that he doesn't think are AI savvy. They're kind of all over the map. And then, of course, there's healthcare, which has its own challenges around safety and security. So we need to make sure we take that into consideration. So I need a few things for you to help me with. The first is I need a summary of kind of what the opportunity is. I need to send him an email today reflecting back what I heard and letting him know that I'll be working on a proposal. And then I need a first draft of a proposal. So hopefully you can see this is nothing I would ever type. First of all, it would take me a long time to type that. That's a lot of text. Also, it's not clear and coherent. It kind of jumps around. It's not formal or business or professional, which is terrible for email or documents, but it's literally gold for AI. So let's go ahead and ask AI to take a look at this and see what it comes back with. And I'm doing this within a project within my business, so it has some context of what my business is as well. Okay, so let's take a look at what it's doing here. I'll help you work through this. Let me start by summarizing what I heard. We can refine the email and the proposal. So here's an email. Great conversation. Here's what I took away. You're looking for a half-day workshop for your director's offsite that goes beyond individual, real opportunity. Vibe coding is still valuable, but as a demonstration of what's possible rather than core learning objective. I'll put together a proposal. Questions. So now it's asking me some questions. This is great. How many directors? What's the offsite context? Does he have budget expectations or constraints? What does success look like to him in 90 days? These are great questions. He's got 6 directors. Um, the offsite context, I actually don't know. I suspect this might be an opening session, but I honestly don't know. As for budget, he did indicate some level of budget, but I don't know precisely, so let's kind of just keep it vague for now. And I asked him what does success look like. I forgot to mention that, and he said that success for him is these directors kind of stepping up to a new level of comfort and confidence and awareness and knowledge of AI. He's fully aware that a half-day workshop won't make any of these people AI experts or AI, tier 1 practitioners. But he wants to use that time to at least make some forward progress. So I'm going to let it go and do its thing. And let's just see a few assumptions. Great. Okay, so now it's starting to do its proposal draft. So let me go and let that go. But the point I want to get at here isn't the prompt. It isn't even necessarily the tool or how I'm using AI. What I want you to take away is that you think differently when you speak than when you type. And that was a problem for voice to text, but with AI now, it's an advantage. So when I type, I self-edit, I try to be concise, I lose tangents and hunches, and I sort of constrain myself. When I speak, I just kind of blab it all out, including stuff that I didn't even know I was really thinking. It just kind of comes out. And AI doesn't need me to be polished. In fact, AI prefers that I'm not, because it prefers more information, more context. It wants that raw material. So let's take a look. We've got a bit of the opportunity and design, session flow. This is great. So this is at the beginnings of a proposal I can absolutely use. So again, talking, using voice, not text or typing is incredibly powerful. So for me, what I'd like to ask you, your assignment, after your next customer call or stakeholder meeting, don't type anything. Just voice dictate. Capture your raw thoughts into your computer, into your phone, wherever. Stream of consciousness, no editing. If you don't have a chance to put it into an AI prompt, that's fine. Just get it into a note and then paste it. And then ask AI to structure it. And take note of what you capture that you probably would have forgotten if you just typed. If this was useful, subscribe down below. I'm here every week with practical AI demos for product leaders. And if you want to build this kind of systematic AI capability across your whole team, feel free to reach out. Contact information is in the description below. Thanks, and as always, break a pencil.